called our new label Delicacies because we kept travelling around and finding weird bits of food that people would eat, and we kind of got fascinated by the idea that the worst bits of animals that you would normally throw away, people try and pass off as a really nice thing by calling it a delicacy, when actually you're eating arseholes and eyeballs. The bad thing generally though is that if you have a label called Delicacies and you ask like a local promoter and you talk about it, because that's where we get a lot of the names from, is by going, oh, do you have like a local delicacy that's really nice? And unfortunately it means you end up having to try quite a few of them, so yeah, you end up eating things you wouldn't normally eat.
You know what? 2 types. No, 3 types. First, promoters that I don't want to have dinner with, 90%. 5% of the rest will take you to the Japanese because they're idiot and they think that's the promoters take you to Japanese wherever you are in the world. You know, and Japanese is only good in Japan. You know what? You eat Japanese in Europe, it's not Japanese food. And 5% good places, really rare. I really rarely go to eat with promoters. So I've got no, you know, apart from a few, you know, here, for instance, I've got something to talk about with, but most of them, you know, it's like, I'm always tired anyway, you know.
No, that's what they do. Like, but I think for a woman, it's like totally different because it's like being on a first date every night of the week. It's true. It's kind of, you know, Thursday, hi, I'm in Italy with a promoter who I've never met before. Hello, I'm Heidi. You know, Friday, I'm in, I don't know, France. Saturday, I'm in somewhere else, and it's every night it's with a different man who is whining and dining me and asking me lots of questions about my life. It's kind of funny. It's really weird. It's like being on a first date.
You know, because it's not only about food, you know, it's also about the conversation you're going to have. I mean, you know, there's nothing worse than a dinner with promoters and 4 of his friends and me, and I've got 0 things in you know, it's just, you know, I might see them again, but I just don't want to have dinner. You know, dinner is about, it's a relationship, you know, it just doesn't build in 2 seconds or something.
I don't know, I drank cobra blood in Vietnam once, which was pretty good actually.
I ate brains. Not that nice. Actually, the worst was knee tendon. I had some knee tendon. Pretty much just chewy, tasteless.
That's because the weird, like, jelly made out of bone marrow that you get in pork pies.
Yeah, you know the clear bit in a pork pie.
And there was a King Crimson song called Lark's Tongues in Aspic.
We should do one
And
called Lark's Tongues.
Lark's Tongues, I think, is a delicacy as well. We've got one called ortolan, ortolan is a little bird that they eat in France, which is on the verge of extinction, and it's illegal to do it now. But I think President Mitterrand got in trouble for it or something. But you basically drown it in brandy, then you eat it while it's still pretty much alive, and the bones cut your mouth and make you bleed, and you have to wear a cowl to hide your shame from God. I was veggie until I was 11, and then my mum started cooking bacon butties and turned me.
I used to date a vegetarian, and my mom was like, I don't even know what to cook for him. My mom's Italian. She's like, I don't know how to cook for him, and I'm like, you just don't put meat in it, and she just doesn't understand that. So, you know, Italians, they don't understand vegetarians.
Because I was massively uncool, and there was some vegetarian girls at school, so I thought I'd get involved. I'm still waiting to get cool. I want to start smoking as well when I'm cool enough.
So basically, if you didn't pick up on that, he became vegetarian so he could talk to girls on the coach.
I saw at Glastonbury, a little kid wearing a t-shirt that just had a skeletal hand coming out, and underneath it said, "Eat all vegans." I'm down with that.
Yeah. Actually, we've got two types of tour managers. An Australian tour manager he won't eat vegetables. He'll only like the other day he had a meal that was called Shark Attack, and it was just like burgers and ribs and all that. He basically just eats meat. And then when we tour in America, we've got a vegan tour manager, so we only ever eat like, sprouts and
At some point, I think what we need to do is get them in the same country and make them fight. Whoever survives. Nathan's.
It was that restaurant you had the idea of, Kill What You Eat. Do you remember? It was like a mix between, I can't remember exactly, but it was a mix between like a gladiatorial sort of ring, and basically, if you got to kill the thing you were going to eat, and if it was something big that would be normally really expensive, if you could kill it like a tiger with your bare hands, then you get it quite cheap.
I have to say, probably the best meal I ever had was in Sicily, in Italy. I got to execute my dinner, so it was nice. I was basically brought to a tank full of like live fish and crustaceans, and I was like, I'll have that one and kill it and put it on my plate.
I can imagine.
I reckon it tastes better when you slaughter it.
Yeah. Also, if you have the head of the animal, so you're looking into its eyes as you devour it.
Kraft dinner, KD.
Exactly. Some pizza and macaroni and cheese.
Yeah,
Typical
macaroni
Amer-
and cheese.
typical North
I wrote
American
my
food.
thesis in high school on how to cook the best bowl of Kraft dinner. And Kraft dinner is, a stable dietary supplement for basically nothing. It's made out of synthetic cheese.
Cheese powder and...
It's E this, E that, E45, E46, E47. Basically, you have noodles in a box and you have powder, and then if you cook it rightly,
a little bit of cheese,
a little bit
of
butter,
milk and a little bit of water.
butter.
And a little bit of butter,
That's it.
Like stuff that begins with all the same letter.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
What did you do, like
Pasta,
a
peas,
pea
pesto.
one?
That works.
Pomegranate.
It's just really stupid ways of linking. It's not actually a good idea at all. I wouldn't recommend it.
My last supper, I didn't think about eating if it was my last supper. I don't think, the last thing on my mind.
Is Jesus there?
If you want him to be.
Is it the Last Supper or is it just my last supper?
Are you going to eat Jesus?
I'd
Is
eat
that what-
Jesus, yeah. I would eat.
You might as well.
I'd eat Jesus.
It's your last supper. You're going to
Yeah.
you're going to hell anyway. Fuck it, eat Jesus.
Jesus on a plate. Bit roast Jesus.
Yeah.
Is that allowed?
I mean, I'm not sure if it's allowed, but
See you last
might as well. Last
Yeah.
supper, yeah.